The music gets excited as we prepare to return back into the world of Survival Murdered. Last time, Ronan figured that he knew who the murderer is. He's saying it's Baxter. And he said that he wants to go to Baxter's home to investigate. He thinks that Baxter is hunting down girls who are mediums and killing them because they are witches in the style of the witch trials. That's apparently what we're thinking right now. That's the theory. Now, we told Joy to go to the church, and we said we were going to go to Baxter's apartment. And that is the situation. That's what we're doing right now. That's where we left off. Now, Ronan thinks he has it all figured out. Wouldn't it be oh, is that a demon hall? Yeah. And a demon. Okay. Wouldn't it be amazing if there was no plot twist, and it just turned out that Ronan's right? Yeah, it's Baxter. No, there's no twist or anything. It's just, it's him. Because Ronan's just that good of a detective. You saw me. I do like how it seems like everyone basically came to the same conclusion that the demons in this game just seem like busy work. Well, can't walk across that. I mean, I guess I could teleport, right? I might my teleporting ability. There it is. Whoop. I was on the edge of a hole. The edge of a demon hole. Needed to be a little further away. Maybe not try teleporting across. We don't need to do that anyway. We just need to take our time, just have our patience. Just wait for the demons to come to us. You know, weird thing that when Joy was here, she didn't actually say what she did with Iris. You know, Iris is the girl... Oh. Execute, there we go. Oh. I think I pressed, but it didn't hold. Yeah, she... When Joy left the asylum, she went with Iris, to put her in a safe place. And then when she showed up here at the museum, I think Ronan asked, "Where is Iris?" and then Joy didn't actually say. It's kind of weird. You'd think it'd be important to know what happened to Iris and her ghost sister. If you can get to them before they turn around, then it's fine. It's no problem. And if you can get to a place where there are enough spirits just all around in a circle, then it's alright, because you can just keep moving to different spirits before they get to the one that you're hiding in. Guess I should just watch its pattern. That should be good. Nope, turned around a little. Oh, didn't see me. Nope, now it saw me. It's like in a position where it's kind of tough to get to it on time. There we go. There's also a bird over here, but it was on the other side of the room from the demon. I would have to gotten past the demons to get to the bird that could have distracted the demons. It's kind of odd. Anyway, demons are dead. I hear the ghost train tracks. Is the ghost train coming? No, I guess that's it there. Looks like it's stopped. Oh, but here's a collectible. I guess we didn't actually get here before. Maybe something was blocking us. The first person hanged at Gallows Hill was Bridget Bishop, who claimed that I'm as innocent as the child unborn when presented with the charge of witchcraft. Well, no one says that unborn children can't be witches.
Did you hear something else happen just now? Something bad.
Someone told me about a murder.
No, like this just happened. Police are all freaking out.
What happened?
I don't know. Sounds serious, though.
I got a text. Something's happening. Everyone's freaking out, but I don't know why.
I have a bad feeling about tonight.
Everyone's freaking out.
This whole place is bad news.
Police aren't even safe. Can't stop thinking about the dead cop.
Just want to kind of poke at his body. Here we are back in the exhibit.
So it wasn't really a form of execution.
Right.
But someone still got...
We heard that. We've heard that before. That's something there? No, it's not. No, we can't go through that, because that's a ghost wall. Ghost walls cannot be walked through. Not by... Oh, but we can collect these things. During the European witch hunts, Germany executed between 50,000 and 80,000 people accused of being witches, of whom roughly 80% were women. I mean, if it's a man, I believe the proper term is warlock. It's a completely different charge altogether. Yes, Julia's thoughts. I was so nervous. My rogue ex-cop boyfriend meets my cop brother. It's a situation that's bound to have sparks, right? But it's like they were birds of a feather. I've never seen two men understand each other so naturally. I think this is gonna work out fine. These two guys are still waiting to get in. They have not been able to get in.
I wish people could read the sign.
Don't make me tap the sign.
Stay polite.
Just staying here, not leaving until they get in. They came here to see an exhibit. That's gonna stay here until they see one, no matter what the sign says.
Did you hear what that guy just said? Something horrible just happened at St. Benedict's.
Oh, the church?
The church. What is going on in this town tonight?
Well, that's where Joy went.
It must be true. I think I hear sirens.
That's probably bad.
What's going on now? What a weird night.
People getting murdered left and right? I guess it's not something I have to worry about.
Not that into this.
Not that into murder, really.
Don't know why we're here.
I guess this is probably going to be the exit. So there's a problem with that being the exit, and you probably know what that problem is. We have been collecting items, and we're missing like 4 of these rocks. We're missing rock number 1 and then the last 3 rocks. So we can't leave. Obvious. Look, we were told that something bad has happened at the church. All those police lights.
I don't know. We came straight from a dinner in Boston. Maybe Jim knows.
So, I'm sitting there
Jim, did you
watching
hear
the Pats
anything
game.
about a crime or something?
What? Crime? No, I didn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, it's by that old rundown apartment building. I don't know. I guess some drug thing got busted or something. I never liked that street anyway.
Sheila was just saying there were police lights flashing and a street blocked off.
Well, it sounds like something serious has happened. But collectibles? Look, Joy would want us to get the collectibles. See, there's one over there. We have to do this for Joy. There are a lot of demon holes. I guess I have to use teleport. It's quite a long way to teleport. Let me look around for anything else around here. Why there's so many demon holes in this room? There's another one over there. Okay, let me hurl myself. Well, I'm not getting any. Not getting really a blue thing. Strange. I could walk through the wall, but is there a demon hole right on the other side of that wall? Let's see. Okay, no. Couldn't tell what was on the other side of this wall, but no demon holes. Okay. Boom. 3 more. Well, we saw one over on the other side of this room. Can I walk over here? Through here, maybe? Alright. They really don't want me to get these rocks. This. 2 more. Alright, which ones were those? That was rocks 14 and 15. So rock 1 and rock 13 still missing. Rock 1 would indicate something that would have been found like at the beginning of this area. Oh, hey, this is a room I haven't been in. There's a bunch of glowies here, including a rock. Including a rock. Which one's this? That was 13. Only 1 is left. Being a dishonest baker was one of the many offenses liable to result in the public shaming and torture of the stocks. What does it mean to be a dishonest baker? Do you, like, lie about the cost of your loaves of bread. You say, this has only the highest quality yeast, and it's like, no, you use low quality yeast. Into the stocks you go. We need honesty in our food preparation, which I agree with. It's just the stocks seems extreme. That's kind of weird. There's like a light on this piece of notebook paper right here, and you would think that's something I should be looking at. It is not, apparently. Went to the History Museum with Ronan again. He's not much of a history buff, but he knows I am, and he's so sweet to come with me. Ominous as it may be, I love that this little town has so much gravitas to it. That people have lived here for centuries. It helps me feel rooted to this place. There's nothing that makes me feel more like a sense of place than a town with a horrible history of bloodshed. This is a place where we should settle down. Alright. So, we got that, which means the only one left is number 1. And again, if it's number 1, that means it has to be a room that we would have had access to, like, right when I came in. So, if we're looking at where I came in, well, we were just there. It was, yeah, this is the door that leads to the town. So, where might a rock be? Because this would have been the first one that I would have been able to get. I did look all around this room previously in the last stream. I did not see anything in particular. But it's always possible to have missed something. Here are the train tracks. More tracks. Pardon? Oh, did it just do the animation of, like, the train? Like, my reaction to the train going by? Except, you know, we already saw that, so the train's not actually moving. But I still triggered the reaction animation to the train going by. I mean, I guess why would they expect someone would go back here, right? There's no reason why someone would need to go back here. Well, I mean, unless they were looking for all the things. Because if you're looking for all the things, I mean, obviously you're going to have to go back here. You have to find the things. And it's always the most frustrating part when there is one thing. There is one thing left. Because you won't find anything except that one thing. There's nothing else to find.
So it wasn't just witchcraft.
So if I was going to leave the room... Okay, here's the... We already were in here. So there's nothing new to find there. Yeah, I got this note before, so I have been in here. But just keep looking at that floor to see if there's something I missed. And so if I would have moved on to another room, I mean, I guess it would have been... At that point, I would have been going on the train tracks. We're here. Here in the sounds of demon holes. If I'm looking for rock number 1, would it be on the second floor? As you would think that... I'm sure I found rocks before I came up here. Okay, that's not anything to get. That's a bird. This is where I fought demons. This one rock that's remaining is eluding me. Why is it so difficult to find this rock? See, I'm pretty sure I would have found a rock before I would have gone up the stairs. The reason is that I remember getting a rock in the bathroom. Like that bathroom that I was in on the first floor. There was a rock in there. First time round. I already got that rock. So that was not the number 1 rock. I guess there could always be the possibility that to get the rock, maybe I would have needed to go where the train is parked now. I don't know if that's the case. I guess that could be a possibility. I don't think it is, though. Because, again, I found a rock before the train. I'm looking for the number 1 rock. Which should be, like, around at the start somewhere. Look, once we find this rock, we're gonna get such a good short story as a prize for finding the stone. Can you imagine how good it's gonna be? Imagine just the anticipation you're feeling right now over the short story that we're gonna see when we get this rock. Well, as backup, I did take a look at, did bring up a list of collectibles. Let me see what sage advice it gives me on where collectibles might be found. According to this, it's concise, not much detail. It says that rock number 1 is on museum first floor, west wing. Well, this is museum first floor. So let's look for a room that is labeled as west wing. This is to lobby, which is not the west wing. To west wing. Well, it's blocked with a ghost wall. Oh, I see it. There it is. There's the ghost rock. How do I get in there? Can I teleport through there? No, it doesn't seem like I can teleport through that. Well, he's staring at it. What's going on?
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
Yeah?
The train was so loaded down with ammunition, like we were a rolling bomb.
So, you know, sometimes it does let me, like, get rid of ghost walls. Like, if I'm looking at the right spot. It's not that often, but it happens sometimes. I'm not getting a prompt or anything. I don't see a prompt anyway. Well, second floor stairs. Right, is there a way to get? It doesn't seem like there's a way to get around. Like, if I went upstairs, is there a way to like go back downstairs? 'Cause I don't think there is. See, no, that's going in a different direction now. I mean, I guess that explains why I have not been able to find rock number 1. Because there's a ghost wall blocking off the west wing of this museum.
The train was so low.
Rolling bomb.
Like we were a rolling bomb.
I wonder if someone could, like, walk into that door. Because, like, you know, a person could walk through that door.
People really died here.
I don't think anyone else here is going to do it, though. This is to lobby. Ah, okay. So here was the wall that I could walk through. All right. An entire large room to get collectibles in. Hidden room. Persecution of witches was not common in Europe between the fall of Rome and the Protestant Reformation. Numerous laws explicitly forbade condemning people as witches or burning people for witchcraft. This stemmed from the notion that the very belief in witchcraft was superstitious. But, you know, we brought it back. We said, how dare they forbid us to execute people as witches? They're not the boss of us. What do they know? Once the mighty iron trains charged forth on rails housed in this building. Now, this place has been transformed into a monument to our town's past, carrying history forward on the rails of our memories. That's what museums do. Like, and when you go into the museum, then the train of history courses forward on the rails of memories into your brain meat, where it collides and gives you memories. Anyway,
derail that day. I always wonder.
I guess that's why he's not moving on.
What made us derail that day? I always wonder.
That's the thing that's gone unresolved. You know, we should be able to solve that mystery for him. We are a detective and all that, but I guess we're not going to do that. Instead, what we are going to do is collect the last rock and see, got an achievement, find out what the short story is all about. I assume it's about this trail that got derailed. Let's find out.
My husband and I stepped off the platform and onto the giant hissing locomotive. I remember looking back at our small town and thinking of all the happy memories we made there. But I was excited to start our new life in Salem. I must have dozed off because I was startled awake by the sound of screeching metal. And as the train came to a halt, all I could hear was the torrential rain pelting against the roof. I looked out the window. There was only darkness. Then came the brightest flash of lightning I had ever seen. When my husband left to inquire about the delay, a woman in the back of the train started screaming. We rushed over to her and asked her what was wrong, but all she could manage to say through her sobs was something about seeing the spirits of the dead wandering in the rain. Stranger still were the passengers that were suddenly stricken with the painful memories of their past. It was at this point that I became truly terrified, so I set out to find Joe. When I reached the cab and still hadn't found him, I was worried. I looked out the front window and saw the train's conductor laboring to move a downed tree from the tracks. And there was Joe walking up to help. However, instead of grabbing hold of the tree, Joe bent down, picked up a rock, and crushed the conductor's skull with it. When I left the train and ran up to him, I could see that this wasn't the Joe I once knew. Something had taken hold of him, something angry. Then he saw something that terrified him. He dropped the rock and ran off into the woods. However, right before he disappeared into the trees, during a bright flash of lightning, I thought I saw something chasing him, hunting him. I can only describe it as a ghostly specter, cloaked in black. But more likely than not, it was just a shadow. The authorities spent days combing the woods for Joe, but he never turned up. I tried to go back home, but the memories were too painful. Some nights I lie in bed, tortured by the thoughts of what our life could have been if we had never stepped onto that train.
All right, so that tale was, relevant to where we are, and we're in this museum with this train. The story took place on the train. It gave us the idea of maybe someone could be made a murderer if they were possessed by a violent ghost, which is something that we have been speculating about the perpetrator, that they might be possessed by a murder ghost. The last one we have here is Eternal Flame. These are the gas cans that we've been looking for in the town. Turns out I've collected the last one. There are 3 that I haven't found, so you know what that means. 3 of them that apparently would have been able to find, but I guess walked right by. Those convicted of gossiping sometimes paid their penance via the dunking stool. That's right. Don't gossip. You might have to pay the price. You might have to get strapped into the dunking stool for gossip. A very low tolerance for a lot of things back then. All right, so we got all of the stories things and learned the story, and so that means that we can finally leave and go back into town.
Why the hurry, boys? Where are you headed? Oh, no.
Well, I've exited the museum, and it does say that my next objective is to go to the church, which is where Joey went. But once again, we have some story items we need to find. Look at this wrecked train right here. Wrecked ghost train. I can see a glowy past it. Let me at that glowy. It's strange to be with a man who wears his life story on his skin. I traced my fingers over a $sign with fire around it. I had no idea what it meant. He told me he got it from his own father after he stole money for the first time, commemorating the theft like his father was proud of him. Having him admit to a crime like that was a bit of a shock, I'll admit, but at least he's self-aware. That's right, we don't forget that Ronin has tattoos all over his body, commemorating the events of his life. Hotel. Not any hotel in particular, it's just hotel. They don't want to fancy it up or anything. They don't want to let you know that it's some sort of hoity-toity hotel. It's just hotel for down-to-earth people. Now, here's the gas station. We remember that. But let's have a look at what I had. Not this one. Not that one. What I had here. It said I am missing gas cans 5, 9, and 12. So 5 is apparently near a restaurant called Le Bistrot des Crabes Moifre. I know my pronunciation is impeccable. Number 9 is by the Old Town Seafood House. 12 is also by the Old Town Seafood House. So basically, it's like 2 restaurants that I'm looking for. That the remaining gas cans will be around. So let's keep an eye out for some eateries. Well, here's Le Bistrot des Crabes Moiré. Sometimes I like to show off my French. I don't do it very often. I like how, like, it's clear that this restaurant still exists because you see it on the umbrella, but it's also clearly very old because there is, like, a ghost version. Actually, no, that sign is in the living world. The ghost version, the ghost wall is, like, on top of it. Alright, so there's gotta be a gas can somewhere around. She can walk through there, but I can't walk through it. I can't walk through ghost walls. And I did notice some people saying that they saw a reveal prompt. Was there a reveal prompt? It's like I said, sometimes we get that prompt. It happens on occasion. It's not that often, but sometimes. There it is. Here it is. Need 2 more to uncover the story. So that's 9 and 12, and that means that the both of them are supposed to be by the seafood place. So if we find a seafood place, just looking for a place that says on it that they sell seafood, if we find it, the remaining 2 should be right next to it. Well, somewhere in proximity to it anyway. And then we will finally find out, meow, yes, we will finally find out what is the story behind these gas cans that we have been finding for a while now. They've been scattered all throughout this town. I mean, considering that we've also been seeing, like, ghost walls that are on fire, we can probably make some assumptions as to what that story is going to be about. Probably not that big of a mystery. We're in the park right now. I don't think there's going to be a restaurant around here. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to go here, am I?
Not going that way.
Nope, no way! Look, I'm no fool. Over there? Could get prosecuted for going over there. I wonder if that's like the final area or something, because we have not been able to go there for the entire game. Just for some reason, there's this blocked off area. So I guess while we are taking the time to look for the seafood place where the final 2 gas cans are supposed to be next to, we probably should go over what the plot is, or what we think it is right now. No beach access. Swimmers will be executed. Ronan's current running theory is that Baxter is just really fascinated with the Salem witch trials, and just like wants to kill some girls. He is aware of mediums, people who are able to speak with the ghosts, with the dead. So far, they have all been girls. I don't know if that is always the case, but so far, the mediums that we know of have been girls. There's Joy. There's Joy's mother. And, wait, that is not one right there. No, it's not. And, well, I was about to say Iris. Yeah, Iris and Rose, both of them were mediums as well. So he just wants to do that, apparently, or so we think. That's the police station. In the style, here's the gas station, in the style of the Salem witch trials. And we think that because we have found, like, some information in his office where we found that he is fascinated with the Salem witch trials, with that particular bit of history. No, not the museum. We have found that he was in the museum. Here's the gift shop. Looking at, like, a picture. And then he hid the picture, and the picture has the Bell Killer's logo on it. And the Bell Killer has left behind, like, no evidence of the killings every time. So it would follow that it was an officer, a cop, that is doing the killings. Books, apostrophe S. This store belongs to Book. Do not question it. It would make sense that if it was a cop who was behind it, because after all, how else would the killer be leaving no evidence behind at all? That would make no sense. So if it is a cop that is hiding the evidence, that at least would make 2 and 2 come together. And of course, we hate Baxter anyway. Like, we don't like him. So we're pretty happy, I think, to accuse him of being the murderer. We're pretty happy to say, yeah, Baxter's the killer. Screw him. We're gonna say we're gonna finger him and also accuse him of being the killer and put him in jail. And we're gonna say he killed these little girls, and I'm happy about that. And we're satisfied with that outcome. Of course, we have not reached the end of the game. So it is yet to be determined, yet to be proven, that Baxter is indeed the killer. And it would be kind of weird if there was, like, actually no twist at all to this game. Here's Coffee House. It's Lomaka's Coffee House. Watermelon. Just a billboard. There's like an ad for watermelon. It's not like a brand or anything. It's just, you want some watermelon? Yeah, everyone does. Here's a sign. What's that over here? What? It's bar. Yeah, that's just what it says, bar. You want to go to bar? You want some alcohol? You can buy it at bar. So, we're saying that we're gonna say he's the killer, but like I said, It would be weird if there wasn't a twist. It would be weird if it turned out, yeah, he was the killer the whole time. The end. So you figure there's going to be a twist. Where is the seafood place? I feel like I've walked around here multiple times. It says that the final gas cans, as I said before, just looking at this again, it's called the Old Town Seafood House. That's apparently what it's called. Why am I not seeing a seafood house? Like, I'm seeing a variety of restaurants. We're back here, which seems like a place where people are eating things. There's, like, tables, like there's a cafe. And I know that the crab place is around here. That's where the museum is. This is hotel. And of course, here's the Mucho Burrito truck, which is where everyone loves to eat from that. Here's the gas station, but I don't think they sell seafood at the gas station. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? Here's the park. They don't sell seafood in the park. I mean, I guess, like, the Mucho Burrito guy could, like, drive his van through the park and sell burritos, but you can't do that with an entire store. You can't. Well, I'm heading closer to the church. Maybe I can find the seafood store by the church. This is just a dead end, I think, this alley. Oh, there's like a ghost thing here. I cannot pass through. Alright, this is closed, this place. Over here? What's over here? Is this where he died? Yeah, that's the window we were thrown out of at the beginning. This is where we died. Here's First Salem Bank. This is Seabreeze Consignment. Here's Hook and Lure. I mean, you need the hook and lure to get the seafood. Here's Farmer's Market. There's like a coffee house up there. Wait. Fresh clams. Jumbo prawns? The Greasy Fisherman? That's not what I'm looking for. It's so close. That is so close to what I'm looking for, but it is not. Besides, would you want to eat at a place called the Greasy Fisherman? I don't know. It's like you're saying that the person who caught the food is greasy. And it's like, do I want to know that about the fisherman? Do I really want to know... Here's Lamaka's Coffee House. We've seen ads. Do I really want to know about the grease status of the fisherman who caught this food? Imagine his personal grease dripping onto the fish as it is prepared. It gives it that little extra bit of flavor. Here's the cemetery, which I don't think you're going to find a seafood place in the cemetery. There's more places that are on fire. I've already gotten one from here. This is when I needed to use a teleport. Le Bistro de Crepe Moire. How are we next to that? How did we get around back there? Did we go in a circle? I mean, yeah, we're back here. It seems like the route does sort of route me into a circle. I feel like I have been looking all around at all the stores. And I have not been noticing the seafood place. See, we have very specific tastes. We have very specific tastes. We could get some crabs at Le Crabe Bistro, but it's just not enough. It is just not enough. We need to get our very specific seafood from the very specific place. Here is a ghost wall. I cannot go through it. I like how the game puts up these ghost walls, so you can't just go directly straight to somewhere. You do have to take all kinds of twists and turns to actually get to the locations that you're going to. Because the ghost walls, I believe, do change throughout the game. Like, every time you go back to the streets of Salem, I believe they are reconfigured some way or another. So you can't necessarily go where you were before. Here's Hook and Lure. Farmer's Market. Well, here's a path down here, which is going to lead to the church. But I guess I haven't looked down here yet. Here's a boat. Come join us at the church. We're back at the beach. Wait. Down here. Down here. The Old Town Seafood House. We have found it. We have found the location where seafood was hiding from us. This is a very difficult... here's one. Here we go. Let's get that. Yes, one more. One more to uncover the story. This place must do terrible business because they make it very difficult for you to find. Like, you'd think they would be advertising themselves. They don't really. They just, like, assume you're going to find them. Assume that you're going to stumble across them. And that's not necessarily going to happen. What does this sell? There's not even any, like, logos on it. There are no logos. I don't even know what they sell. People are saying I should remove something. What should I remove? Was there something that could be removed? Or that can be removed. What is this? Crab cakes. Forgotten. Forgotten sign about forgotten crab cakes. Here is the final gas can. Now we are you ready for your mind to be blown at the short story we're going to get for Eternal Flame? The short story that we had to walk all across this town back and forth to get all the items to get this story. Get ready. We're about to experience the Eternal Flame now.
I've seen them by the side of the road. These unkept, smudged, hopeless people holding cardboard signs. Sometimes they have props. Baby stroller, a pet, gasoline can. Something to lend credence to the thin fiction that they need money for something other than booze. It was a man with a need gas sign with the red gas can on the ground that I saw when I drove into Salem 6 unlucky years ago today. Tried to ignore him, not making eye contact, but I was stuck at a red light and pretending he wasn't there was getting really awkward. So I reached into my pocket and pulled out $2, rolling down my window just a crack. Here you go, buddy. I pushed the money through the opening of the window. That was when, for the first time, I really looked at his face, or what was left of his face. It was a single eyeball just looking back at me, bulging out of a charred skull. I was absolutely frozen in terror until the blackened shape of uncovered finger bones reached out to take the money. And that's when I let it fall to the ground and slammed on the accelerator. I didn't even care that the light was red. In the time since then, I've picked up pieces of the legend. A shell-shocked war veteran, unemployable and alcoholic, became a familiar sight in Salem, begging by the roadside. Citizens stopped giving him money, thinking he would just move on to a bigger city. He responded by creating one of the most traumatic spectacles in town history, setting himself alight in the middle of town during evening rush hour. Ever since that roadside encounter, I've been seeing little wisps of flame out of the corner of my eye, like brief flashes that are gone as soon as I turn my head, sending nauseated chills through my whole body. Is this tormented spirit following me now? Whether he intends it as a blessing or a curse, I just want to be as far as possible from this horrifying specter.
Oh no, homeless people. Oh no, this homeless person is injured. Ah! Yes. So, was that a zombie ghost? Does that count as a zombie ghost? Of course, as we all know, you can't tell the zombie ghost to leave this place. This place is its home. That's a story that we have gotten for Eternal Flame. It was entirely worth the effort. I mean, you could just... It's just basically a cryptid that you have to give $2 to every so often, if I was following the story correctly. It's like, it doesn't do anything. It just asks you for $2. I'm like, here you go. Here's your $2. All right. Now, I know there's an emergency happening at the church, but we have to take... We had priorities. As a professional detective investigator man, we have to do what comes first, and that means collecting all the things, and I'm sure Joy will be very understanding of that. We're going to find out what is at the church after this little break. Well, I think it's about time we get back to this game and see what is happening in the church.
Cops and criminals get used to red and blue flashing lights. Even after you get numb to them, sometimes they still chill your bones. You can get that feeling that this time, they mean something personal.
Inconspicuous.
No, Joy, don't! Damn it!
Good thing she left that door ajar. You know, I appreciate that when our cop enters a scene, he like starts talking like a budget Max Payne.
Lieutenant, caught her sneaking up the side staircase. Says she's a friend of the priest.
Where's Father McCauley? Is he all right?
Just put her in my car. I want to interview her myself. Can somebody remind Broyles that the door's not going to watch itself?
Yes, sir.
It's a simple question, please!
Take it easy on her.
Hey, anybody find Baxter yet?
Nope. Went to the station, drove by his place, nothing. You know, there's definitely something wrong here.
I mean, honestly, have you ever seen anything like this?
Half this stuff feels like a goddamn riddle.
I don't know. It just seems so demented.
Demented. I gotta find this crime scene before they cart away all the evidence.
All right, what could have happened here? What happened at the church? Start the investigation. We got to the church. Police can't find Baxter. The police have been trying to find Baxter, but can't. That's strange in the middle of a murder investigation. Find out if Iris is safe. So I guess Iris went to the church. So we've already been through the church. There are... Okay, but we've got demons restored. Don't worry, we have more demons. If you thought we were not going to have to deal with demons. So I don't know if this level is going to be restocked with collectibles or anything. I see like the marriage memory up on the altar. That's still there. So I don't know if anything is like... if they've actually just restored or anything, or if it's the same as it was. Kind of hoping it's just the same as it was, and it's just that there's like a few new things to find now. Was the wrong one. Nothing happened. Everything's fine. No, everything's fine. It's fine. Was the demon hearing that? Demon is not hearing that. I was probably going to turn around before I can, yeah. It's not doing anything. That demon is not hearing that bird. Ah, now it did. There we go. Alright, so like I said, the memory here on the altar is what we got before last time we were in the church. So that's still there. That's not any different.
Nothing's sacred to this guy. The work of a real monster.
Alright, so I'm sounding like the priest is probably murdered. But, oh, let me poltergeist this. Hey, what's going on over there? What's happening? What's happening with that walkie-talkie? Radio? What's happening with that radio?
Nothing's sacred to this guy.
I guess it's nothing.
Work of a real monster.
Guess I better walk back. Well, I guess we were not able to keep our promise to Rose that we would keep her sister safe. In fact, Iris died like within an hour after we got her out of the mental institution. Like, we really didn't do a good job. We did a poor job of that. Can I find my killer's trail here? Alright, analyze the body. Now there's the bell symbol. How exactly did she die? She was crushed to death with stones. Accident? Probably not. Suicide? I'm gonna say no. Improvised weapon? Let's say yes. Iris was killed by the Bell Killer, but how did he find her? Conclude investigation? I mean, I probably should find more clues before I do that. This is where the statue was before it ended up on Iris. Oh, we're seeing like a ghost version of the statue. I see. Anything else that we should be looking at? Oh, there we go. Dragging. That must be Iris's blood. I'll be examining this from when she was trying to get away from the killer. So she was already bleeding. Crushing impact. Only something powerful could crack the ground like this, probably after falling from a height. I mean, the statue fell over there, right? So, okay, so the killer jumped out of that window. It's 4 out of 6 clues. Anything else in this room that I should be looking at? Oh, what's that? Brute force. The killer must have pushed over the statue to break it. Yeah, that's 5 out of 6. Oh, here's some glass. Shattered window glass, just like from my murder. Alright, that's all 6 clues. Conclude investigation.
No, please stop. Please leave me alone. No, please. What do you want? Stop, please stop, please stop, please stop.
Damn it. If she'd stayed at the hospital, she'd still be alive.
Don't hold too tight to what's keeping you here. Just remember, this wasn't your fault.
I'm sorry.
What else did he do here?
All right. Well, I guess there was nothing keeping the sisters here. Let's head up there, I suppose. Also, while the statue might seem like overkill, you know, it keeps up with the theme of the killer killing via... Well, can't go that way. Via ways that people died during the witch trials. So here's like a bunch of rock crushing someone. Got to keep up with the theme. All right. So how do we go upstairs? Here's a handy door that's open. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter that the door is open. We can just, you know... No one's here to see that. So last time, we went up to the next floor. Well, we can't take the elevator, but the way we did it was by possessing a cat. And the cat, well, doesn't seem to be here. No cat is seen. But if we have no cat, then how are we going to make our way up to that second floor? I guess the wedding must be over. I mean, even if it wasn't, the murder would kind of probably just delay it. Yeah, that would probably be a problem. Probably would have to say we're going to have to just delay this for like next week or something, because someone was murdered here.
Nothing's sacred to this guy.
I'm just saying the same thing. Can we just walk up the stairs? Oh yeah, I guess we can. There must have been something preventing us from doing that last time, because I don't remember being here. Yeah, this is like new stuff, I think. Well, I don't remember going up the stairs, but I don't actually see any new things to find in these rooms. So no collectibles or anything. Alright, so we're going to go in there, but before we do, hey, let's do our usual thing of looking all around and seeing if there is anything that we should be picking up. Because we don't want to miss out on the collectibles. And the sense of accomplishment that we get from collecting these things. Like, here's this thing. Julia's thoughts. Ronan isn't religious, and neither am I. But I'm starting to get through to him about the sense of tradition that comes from a place like St. Benedict. It was a breath of fresh air to be there today. That Father Macaulay, he's doing such fine work in the community. A real inspiration, that one. All the things I've done with troubled young people pales in comparison to what Macaulay has done. If there's such a thing as a living saint, he's got the quality. Tone it down a little, Julia. Man, this man is a living saint. He is perfection made flesh.
Oh, shit.
I guess the marriage is off. See, now this like storyline paid off. Like that whole thing where we were hearing about the marriage that was going to happen, and now like check, you know, now it's paying off, right? It's coming back. Just married. All this food going to waste. Analyze details. What is Iris doing? It's kind of hard to tell. I think she's falling. Scared. And needs help. Alright, she was fleeing. So she went through this door. Like she was here. And then she ran through here. And then went through these two.
Lady, there's still bodies everywhere. How can one guy do this?
Influence. What would make her think about why the killer murdered them? Alright, so one of the clues has to be, why did the killer murder them? You have to find that clue. Twisted. They didn't stand a chance. No chance. That's what you've got. The killer ruthlessly attacked these people. Like, this doesn't even have to do with, like, witch trials. This is just collateral damage. This must be the route both Iris and the killer took to get down to the courtyard. Alright, so that's why she was hurt in the courtyard, because she jumped out the window. Inspect. Overpowered. Why take out all these people? A few more clues somewhere. I'm not seeing anything. Maybe this might be enough to get her to remember something. What would make her think about why the killer murdered them? Iris fleeing? Iris stumbled through the group of people. Beaten victim. Attacked. Didn't stand a chance. Iris and the killer jumped out. Thrown victim. Well, there's only one thing to pick, so it's probably Iris fleeing. It is that.
That girl was running away. That's who he's after. Not the rest of us.
The witness claims the killer was obviously after Iris, and they got in his way, so he killed them. It's what the killer does. Alright, that's 6 out of 8 clues. Conclude investigation. 2 more clues?
Cocktails already.
Okay, all right, everyone, let's get this picture. We've got to get to the reception now. Everybody. It's a little.
Let me go. Let me go. He's here.
Look, you need to back off.
These weren't normal Bell Killer murders. These people were just in the way. He was after Iris. I wonder if there's more evidence in Joy's room.
The massacre was not part of the Bell Killer's plan. They just got in his way, so he killed them, just like me. I wonder if all these people will come back as ghosts who now have to solve their murders. Like, they should be back already. This room should be full of ghosts that are very confused and angry about why their wedding was interrupted and who was that man. And there would be like we'd have to just fill everyone in, brief all the ghosts about what's going on. Where are these ghosts? I don't know, but we said that we should go to Joy's room. So Joy's room was in the attic. Let's set up there.
Oh no. Man, how am I gonna tell her about you? Why was the killer here?
Well, some people did ask if the priest should be a suspect, and I guess that's no longer the case. There are, like, bloody paw prints by the priest, so our cat is around somewhere. So what made that sound? I guess being hit was probably the sound. His neck snapped completely. Never had a chance.
Died trying to protect Iris. I'm sure that won't make it sting any less for Joy. Damn it.
Well, if we want to look on the bright side, he's no longer living, so now he could actually be canonized as a saint. You can't do that if you're alive. So maybe, you know, some silver lining. Sneaking around. The cat must still be nearby from the look of these tracks. 3 more clues to find. Let's have a look around. Spooked. Something spooked the cat. looking at a picture of Joy and her mother. We never did find out what happened to her mother. What is the killer doing? Discovered? And staring? The killer was found in the attic by the priest, then discarded what he was holding. Discarded. Joy's photo of her and her mother shattered after it fell to the ground. So we might assume that the killer is looking for Joy's mother, because the mother is a medium, and the mother was investigating the Bell killer. So we assume that the killer's going after her, but... Well, we found a 5 out of 5 clue, so I can solve this, but we have never actually found any sign of the mom, so we don't know what happened. Alright, let's find an answer. What did the killer do up here? He made the cat tracks. Killer interrupted. Killer was found in the attic by the priest. There's 3 things I need to pick. Well, he killed the priest, yes. He dropped the photo. And scared the cat. I mean, probably the order that we want, I guess, is that he... yeah. He was looking at the photo, was interrupted, dropped the photo, killed priest. There we go.
Well, I don't think she's the most ideal roommate. A little rough around the edges, but I'm sure you'll like the room, and in time you'll both get along really well.
Don't worry, I can get along with most anyone.
Excellent. Well, this is the room. Here we are.
Father? What's wrong?
Go. Go.
Killer came here looking for Joy, but took out Iris instead. This is a friggin' dead end.
So where's Baxter? If he's not here, he's got some explaining to do.
Well, what about you? You see anything?
Killer came for Joy, decided to kill Iris instead when he discovered she was here. The cat does not like us. The cat vanished? The cat is not here. Well, the killer's looking for Joy. That's all we know. And we know that Joy is with the cops. So I don't know if there's actually anything else for us to do here. Since, you know, everyone's kind of dead. And if the killer's after Joy next... And if we suspect that Baxter's the killer, and Baxter is indeed a cop, then that would make it seem like Joy is probably in trouble. Can I get him to walk across that? Doesn't seem like I have the option. Current objective, investigate the war room. The war room's in the police station? Why does it say that? It does... The war room is the Bell killer investigation room in the police station. I did see someone say to go back to the cat, so we'll do that. I guess that it should say that I should do the... Not do the cat, but get inside the cat. But, I mean, not in that way. The ghost way. But the cat vanished. Oh, there's the cat.
Easy, kitty. Easy, easy. It's your old buddy Ronan. What the hell was that? The killer dropped something in the vent. Maybe the cat can help get to it.
Wow, one of our powers is that we have telepathy, but only with cats. That's a new power. The killer dropped something down a vent. I did not realize that we could read the minds of cats, but ghosts can do that. Maybe it's because we're a ghost detective. Alright, so there's a vent. Huh? It still says to investigate the war room.
Thanks for the help.
All right. Was that key here the whole time? No, because we came out of the ceiling, which made the key fall down. We can't pick it up anyway. It's not a ghost key. What's making these sounds? The key?
I know that house.
Where have I seen it before? There's Judgment House. Was it owned? It was owned by the judge. What, Judge Hawthorne? There's the Gala Flyer. That's like the stake that the witches were burned at. No new leads. No, we didn't find nothing. Killer's destination. Top floor apartment. The church. It's where we are. Church attic. That's where we are. Witness's destination. Police station. Only one of these things is a house. Is the house... Have we seen the house in the painting of the house? We did.
That's it. The killer's hideout. I need to get to Judgment House.
The historical Judgment House from the museum painting appears to be the killer's hideout. Can you just name your house? Like, if I wanted my house to be called Judgment House, can I just do that? And, like, people have to call it that? It's like here in New Jersey, the governor's house has a name. And, like, people call it by that name. Something like Drumthwacket. I'm blanking a little bit, but it's something like that. And, like, people call it that. It's a dumb name, but it's like people acknowledge that the house has a name. Can you just call your house a name, and, like, people have to acknowledge it that that's the name? Find out what happened. The church is completed. Oh, we're just saying now, this is the Bell Killer's hideout. This is where it is. Start the investigation. Did I hear demons? I got the achievement, ghosts never die. Well, they're already dead. No, ghosts can die, because they can be eaten by demons. We've established this. Why are we saying ghosts can't die when they clearly can? Oh yeah, they're demons. No spirits to hide in. Oh, over there are. Look, if he thought we were just walking out of here... Murdered soul suspect is telling you gotta think twice. Because they're gonna put demons in your way to slow you down a little bit. This is gameplay, you understand. This is what they call gameplay. I did a gameplay. Can I make you walk across that now?
The work of a real monster.
No, I can't. I can't walk through that, so... There's only... Can't walk through the closed doors. Can only walk through the open one. I can't I can poltergeist that. Don't walk through the wall, please. Please do not walk through a wall. He did not. I appreciate that. I appreciate that he did not walk through a wall. All right. I guess we are done with the church, where we ended up being a total and complete failure because Iris died because we got her out of the hospital and put her in here. Town? Yes.
Ghost thing and get me out of this. Come on.
Trust me. You're better off this way. The killer was after you.
Oh. What happened in there?
He didn't suffer.
You're lying.
He died protecting innocent people. That's all you need to know.
Died because of me.
Hey. You know, pleading insanity isn't going to help you much on 2 counts of trespassing and felony escape. So you can drop the crazy act, all right?
Rex, man, give her a break.
Got anything to say for yourself? No? That's what I thought. We'll figure out what to do with you at the station.
Why does this keep happening to me?
Joy, tell him what we found. They need to know it all. You gotta find a way to convince him.
Where are you going?
The killer left a clue about the ancient mansion we saw at the museum. Tell Rex about that too. It's probably the killer's place.
Okay, I'll try.
Joy is safe in custody. Rex is carting Joy off to custody. I know the harsh sting of losing your freedom, but it's better than losing your life. Don't worry. Joy, after this, Joy will get a tattoo representing her time in jail. That's important to document your jail time on your skin. We need to get to the Judgment House. So I'm assuming Judgment House is that one place that the game has not let us go to. That place that when we try to go to, we turn around saying, nope, not going in there. That has to be the final area. Let me teleport through that, please. Oh, I could just hide through that. No, I can teleport. Oh, there's like nothing on the other side, so don't worry about that. So, like, we're just assuming that that is where the killer is. We're saying that's the killer's hideout. I guess I can't walk through that. Of course, it doesn't really answer the question of, what are we gonna do when we encounter the killer? No. That was a dead end. There is that. Like, what are we gonna do? We can't fight the killer. I mean, like, the only thing that possibly could do is if the whole nomad soul idea turns out to be correct. And that the killer is killing because he is possessed by a soul. Then we could, like, maybe pull out that soul and fight, have a ghost battle Maybe we could have a ghost battle. That's like the only outcome in which we could possibly actually do something. Because if this turns out that it is just a living man who happens to be extremely strong, we can't do nothing. Like, we literally would not be able to do anything at all to this man. So we're heading to the Judgment House, but I think that is going to have to wait until next time. Because, you know, we spent a lot of well-used time exploring the scenic streets of Salem to find ghost gas cans so we could learn the story of the frightening zombie ghost who was homeless. It was very frightening. And so because of that, that means we will have to wait until next time before we enter the Judgment House, which seems to be, like, it sounds like we're heading into some end game here. So will we solve the mystery of murdered soul suspect next time? It sounds like we will. Will it be a satisfying ending that gives us emotional closure to the story of Ronan O'Connor? I mean, that's up in the air. Signs point to no. But you never know. They might surprise us. They might pull it out in the last minute. But we have to be optimistic about these things. So, see it. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time as we conclude the murdering of the sole suspect. I'll see you then.